Hi there, it's Tiffany. Welcome or welcome back. Let me start with a question that might make you feel a little uncomfortable. If someone asks you why they should choose you for a promotion that you want, or an opportunity for your business, or a client that you may be after, what would you say? Think about that. Now, I'm not talking about you describing what you do. I'm not talking about your job title. I'm not talking about how hard you work. But what actually makes you different? I really want you to think about that question as we continue this conversation today, because it's going to be really important. Now, before we jump in any deeper, be sure to click that bell to get notified every time I put out a video, click the like button, and share this, as well as subscribe to the channel so other smart, ambitious professionals just like you can level up their lives. Now let's talk about something I learned early in my career that quietly changed everything for me. When I first got into technology sales, there was one phrase that came up constantly in my daily work, and it was USP, unique selling proposition. At the time, it was all about the product. What makes this software better than other products, right? Why should a client choose us instead of the competitor, out there in the world? And in business world, especially in sales, a unique selling proposition is exactly that. It's the core differentiator. It's what makes companies different. It's what makes services different. It's the clear, compelling reason someone should choose you over someone else because you offer something others don't. But here's what no one said out loud to me that I had to learn the hard way. The USP isn't just for products or services or software. It's also for people. Because whether you realize it or not, you're always selling. And once I realized that, I started to totally change my behavior. Because whether you're in corporate, entrepreneurship, leadership and organizations, consulting, whatever your lane is or whatever your industry is, you are always being evaluated as a brand. It's true. And it may not seem fair, but that's the world we live in. People are already deciding what they associate with you. They're already forming conclusions whether you realize it or not. The only question is, are you being intentional about how you want to be perceived? If you're someone who wants to make more money, advance in your career, be seen as a leader, not just a contributor, you must have a personal, unique selling proposition. Now, I'm not talking about being fake or in some type of weird self-promotional way, but I'm talking about in a way that's very clear and communicated well when you walk into the room. Because clarity creates confidence. It creates it for you and for the people deciding whether or not they want to invest in you. And if you're selling anything, whether it's a product, a service, if you own your own business, if you're trying to get a promotion, what you're really doing is selling yourself. And you're asking someone to believe in you, to invest in you because you can get the job done. That's really what's happening. It's transactional. So let me ask you this. What makes you stand out from your coworkers? What makes you different from other business owners in your space? Why do people come to you specifically? And if your answer is something like, I'm reliable, I work really hard, I care a lot, I care about my customers, I love that about you, truly I do. But that's too vague. Most high achievers are hardworking, dependable, thoughtful, responsible. We already know that. That's not what makes you stand out. That's what makes you blend in with everybody else, because the cream rises to the top. And if you want to be the cream, you have to show that you're unique. And here's the part that matters most. Many of us were never taught how to think this way about ourselves, especially high-performing women. We're taught to put our heads down, let our work speak for itself, stay humble, stay grateful, stay quiet, so on and so forth. So when I say define your USP, it can feel unnatural at first because you may have never had to do that. And that's okay. It's okay to feel uncomfortable. But if you want to stand out, not louder, I'm not talking about being aggressive, I'm talking about being clear. This is a non-negotiable. You have to get understanding of your unique selling proposition. So let me walk you through how to start figuring out your personal USP. First, I want you to look at patterns. Ask yourself, why do people consistently come to me? And what do they come to me for? What problems do I solve without even trying? Like, it's easy for me, but it might be harder for someone else. What feedback do I get over and over again? Your USP usually isn't something you invent. It's something that you notice that you're really good at and that people really recognize in you. Think about that. Secondly, identify the result, not just the skill. So when I say result, not just the skill, for example, you don't just communicate well, right? Communication is a skill. The result is you bring calm and structure into chaotic situations, all right? So another example is you don't just lead teams. That's a skill, right? The result is you stabilize environments and help people perform at their best without burning out. You see the difference? The magic is in the impact, and that's what people care about the most. 3, connected to value. Your USP should answer this question. Because of me, what becomes easier, faster, or better is, that's what decision makers care about. For example, my USP is I diagnose and solve problems fast, turn chaos into clear action, and translate psychology and business strategy into revenue, high-level impact without burnout. Now that's kind of long. I could probably shorten it, but you get the picture. I'm talking about things that I am uniquely really designed and well at, right? And then I talk about the impact that it has on helping people move forward in life, make more money, and live life on their terms. That's the impact. Now here's where most people stop. They figure it out quietly, and then they keep it to themselves. Why are you keeping it to yourself? Your USP only works if other people know it. And don't get me wrong, people kind of have an idea of what you're good at, but I'm not talking about bragging about it or just having some vague idea. I'm talking about aligning your conversations, your positioning, your leadership presence around that truth. Like structuring yourself around your USP. You speak from it. You lead from it. You make decisions from it. Your behavior shows it. Your breath. Yes, you breathe it. It's a part of who you are. And over time, people begin to associate you with that value automatically. This is actually one of the pillars inside my one-on-one coaching program, the Freedom Code. It's called identity alignment. And when you're clear on who you are and the value you bring, you stop chasing validation and start attracting opportunity. When I work on my clients on this inside my one-on-one coaching program, I help them to articulate their value clearly, confidently, and sustainably without burning out or overperforming to prove themselves. If you're interested in that program, the link is in the description below. Just click below, hop on my calendar, or learn more about the program in my link, tjfambro.com. So here's a reflection I want to leave you with today. If your career kept advancing exactly the way it is now, based on how people currently perceive you, would that future excite you? If the answer is yes, then keep going. You don't have to listen any further. But if it's not, then this is your invitation to get intentional. You don't need to become someone else or change your identity. You just need to get clear about who you already are, what makes you unique, and how to then show that in a way that really sells it to the world. Not in a fake way, again, not in a weird, unusual way, but in a way that just boosts up the identity that's already a part of you. If this resonated with you, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.